everybody, welcome to MUSE TV. We are back for another episode, and we're talking to a great company. I personally love their products. It's called Mojave, and we have this founder and CEO, Michael Lagnese. How's everything going today?
I'm doing good, Michael. Thank you. How are you?
Doing great. Tell us a little bit about the history and why you started to go into this company that's so awesome.
It's a roundabout journey, as a lot of these most often are. My background is actually in entertainment. I came out of school in 2003, went into film and TV. I was producing TV shows and films and spent about 15 years in the entertainment business. Um, Loved it, still do love it. But at a certain point, you're just kind of looking for a fresh challenge to do as you have different milestones in your life. And what's so interesting about entertainment is every project you do, as I'm sure you're familiar with, it's basically an entrepreneurial. You're starting a company. Every TV show you make, every film you make, you're building a company. You're building nothing from the ground up. So those skill sets I learned in film and TV was really the things I loved about making films and television shows is really the entrepreneurial component of it. And as I transitioned into the entrepreneurial phase of my life, sadly, it coincided with a pretty debilitating back injury. I was pretty active boxing, playing football, those types of things. And as you cross certain age milestones, your body starts to not hold up as well, which is sad but true. And I ended up being on the couch for months at a time, throwing my back out left and right. And I was really searching for a solution that was non-opioid based, right? Because everything you do, you go to the doctor, and the first thing they're hitting you with injections, and they're throwing pain medicine at you. And as much as it works, it really leaves you kind of in a phase, a fog, right? And you can't really get any work done. So I was looking for alternative, more homeopathic, plant-based medicines to use, which led me into the world of hemp. And devolving from hemp, which is part of the cannabis family of plants, I started exploring CBD, which is one of the major cannabinoids that the hemp plant produces. And it really helped. The therapeutic effects were incredible. And I realized this is a miracle. I don't call it a cure-all, but it's a miracle therapeutic ingredient. And I really became passionate about it. And so me and my business partners decided to pursue it. And then that journey began, which is also has its own ups and downs.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing that I love about your product, because I think it's definitely a great product. Like I know what it's like to get to that age now where the everything that you thought you never would feel when you were doing it when you were younger, you start feeling it. and and especially on cold weather days. And like I tried this product. Let's see if it comes in. Cool.
Yep.
And it's really good. Like the I still try and work out as much as I possibly can, and I still get these aches and pains, and I use that, and it really does help after my workouts to really get my muscles back in, even when I'm just trying to shoot and having pain. The like Did you use a lot of athletes or talk to a lot of athletes to get kind of perfect the formula, or?
It wasn't so much athletes as active lifestyle people, right? I mean, you can call a mother of five an athlete probably for the amount of physical activity she's doing, right? Lifting kids all day. So we took in a lot of information from people in our lives that were experiencing pain issues and rehabilitation issues, not just back pain, but all sorts of things. A lot of occupational therapy type stuff too. My grandfather sadly passed, but he, in the last several years of his life, was able to get a lot of relief from significant pain with our products, and he was 89 years old. Similarly, we have clients that are 22 years old that are trying to rehab a knee injury from a sport. So while we do kind of target athletes because they tend to hurt themselves a little bit more, really the products for everybody, anybody who's dealing with kind of aches, pains, bruises, trying to just get through their days, and get to the next step.
Yeah, and there's so many CBD products out there nowadays. I mean, what sets yours apart? I definitely know because I use the product, but what sets yours apart?
There's a few things. Sadly, the CBD industry is pretty unregulated, and that's been one of the issues since this, infancy. The FDA hasn't come out with clear guidelines on how to manufacture and distribute and test a lot of these products. So when we came into the business, and that's one of the reasons we decided to make our own product, is because we really couldn't find a lot of high quality products that were manufactured in a way that we felt was safe.
Mhm.
So what sets us apart really is our vertical supply chain. So we actually grow the hemp, we harvest the hemp, we extract the cannabinoid CBD, and then isolate the molecule, and then we manufacture our products in a ISO certified clean room. And ISO is a certification that pharmaceutical companies get, the level of cleanliness in the room and the GMP protocols, good manufacturing practices that go into the actual production. So if a piece of dirt gets in and you need to do a recall, you really have a very sophisticated paperwork chain of custody to know, okay, we can fix this issue, we haven't identified it. So that's one step. And then using lab independent third-party laboratories to test all of our products at every step of the way, for redundancy and quality control is one of the things we think sets us apart. The other major thing is our combination of ingredients, not just the cannabinoids. We've kind of custom formulated very synergistic ingredients that help exaggerate the effects without putting other pollutants in, right? Because a lot of these products, they put all sorts of chemicals, which will make you feel something, but they're not necessarily good for you. So we felt a really good way to custom formulate these products that will not harm you and also increase the benefits. And then thirdly, because of our vertical supply chain, we're able to cost effectively put so much more of the active ingredient in the product than any other brand on the market. One thing about CBD and cannabinoids in general is it's got a low bioavailability. I'm not sure if you know what that means, but basically your body's ability, it's an oil base and our bodies are water based. And so the body's ability to actually absorb it is marginal. So you're actually getting 8 to 10% of the product that's advertised. And these people putting in 250, 500 milligrams, you're not getting really a lot of therapeutic benefit. Some of it's probably placebo. But our ability, because we grow it, harvest it, extract it ourselves, CBD is expensive, but our cost of goods aren't that bad. So we can put 10,000 milligrams of CBD in a bottle and to make sure you're getting a dose that's going to have a therapeutic effect. Because sadly, about 90% of it's right at the other end.
Yeah. Exactly. To expand on that, what type of products are you selling as well? Because we know you got a roll-on that works really well, especially when it's spot treatment. You got the solve. What other products are you making and creating at your company?
So the roll-on is what I call our hero product. I think it's fantastic. It's got 10,000 milligrams of CBD, tea tree oil infused. It is going to give you the most immediate relief if you're dealing with a strain or pain of some sort. The Solve, which you mentioned, you really enjoyed using, is a fantastic product, and that's a little more for the long lasting. It's not going to kick in as quickly, but it's going to last longer. It stays moist on the targeted area. And I would recommend, if you wanted to really last longer, you can wrap it up. And the longer it stays moist, the more it's going to stay active. My favorite product actually is the recovery tincture. And the tincture it's an oil-based dropper that you put under your tongue for 30 seconds and you let it absorb through the capillaries under your tongue. It's got 10,000 milligrams of CBD total per bottle and 333 milligrams per dose, which is a very, very, very strong, that's where the Mojave RX comes in, because RX, we try to advertise a prescription strength. That product is what I call a total relief product. And it really, through its anti-inflammatory properties, will coat your entire system, your neurosympathetic system. It really works from the inside out. So not just pain relief, if you have stress, anxiety, a lot of symptoms that CBD will interact with your endocannabinoid system, which all humans have. And not to get sciencey, but that's how CBD works. It works with the endocannabinoid system, which controls mood, appetite, energy levels, and a host of things. And for me, that product for my back pain, while the roll-on worked great to get it on top, the long lasting effects that would get me through the days and nights was the ingestible CBD tinctures. So the total relief tincture, 10,000 milligrams, fantastic. Then we have a gummy line, specifically two products, two SKUs, one focused on sleep.
Mhm.
And I'm happy to report our sleep product, it does have melatonin in it, but we're actually releasing another version of it without melatonin. Because personally, I don't like melatonin. It's one of those products that some people really react well to the ingredient. Some people have issues with it. And it's also, it's a hormone that's released through the pineal gland. And I don't think it's necessarily something you want to take every day of your life. So we've released a new version that's focused on valerian root, St. John's wort, and chamomile, and then loaded with CBD as well. And that's our sleep gummy. And we're going to have those two versions available very soon. The one already is with melatonin. And then the recovery gummy is more of a what I call a maintenance product. You could take that before and after the gym. It helps with muscle recovery, anti-inflammation, kind of just a proactive, what do we call it when I go to my physical therapist and he, preventative therapy at this point, your body just like get ahead of it, prehab's the word. So we use that product really to get ahead of it. And then the other products are more for the acute dealing with the pains and the issues.
Yeah, and I think that's why I love your product. I think it's something that's definitely could not only cross all genres, but I think it's gonna really take off because, like with many of our, I still have friends who are athletes. I worked in Major League Baseball, was played in college and high school, and I see a lot of my friends who are just hurt, like they're in pain,
Yeah,
and they don't want to take any of the pills that their doctor gives them because they don't want to get hooked to them. And I think what you developed is something that's really going to help that type of athlete, that type of person who has that chronic pain, who has that, and to do something that's more, that isn't addictive.
right.
I think that's the good thing. I think that's where you're leading to, and where you're leading to a great product. Um, I did want to touch on something like how how was that transition from the entertainment industry, even though you're still in it, but to go from entertainment industry to this type of product and this type of business? Was it very difficult?
It was interesting. I wouldn't call it difficult. On some level, entertainment is very subjective.
Hmm.
And I was in development, right? So you're developing TV shows or developing movies, and you might think you have the funniest thing in the world, and then you take it to a network, and they're this is terrible, right? It's just a subjective opinion. What's
Yeah.
nice about working outside of entertainment is it's a lot more black and white. The quality is the quality, dollars and cents. This plant weighs this much. So removing the subjectivity made the industry a little more, manageable than dealing with entertainment and some of the politics and the egos, as you know,
Yeah, I definitely
which
know
could
that
be
one.
we keep reading about it in the news. That's one thing that's not going to change.
Yeah.
And I want to be clear. I mean, I'm still always dabbling in entertainment, and I don't look at any of these things as it's just the journey that life takes you on. You have to answer the call, right?
Mhm.
And I heard the call and I answered it. And so who knows where the next years will take me after as Mojave continues to grow. I mean, we're going to be doing a lot more content for Mojave too, which will kind of bring both worlds together. That's one of the things we're looking down the road. But the Wild West, I'll call it, of the CBD in space ecosystem, cannabis in general. It's a free for all in a lot of ways when you're dealing with these a lot of ex um, cannabis side of things. They're kind of intersecting on some level with CBD because they are from the same plant, and as federal regulations evolve, you're forced to interact with a lot level. So the institutionalization of banking, the deals, mergers, acquisitions, the ability to advertise, the ability to transact, having a credit card processor, things that you kind of would take for granted are proving to be challenges in the space as the regulatory components figure itself out. So it's a blast. It's just like anything else. It's got its ups and downs. The roller coaster ride. You going on pitches. You have a great pitch. It's a lot of similarities. So at the end of the day, it's a lot of hard work. And one thing, working in entertainment to be successful, you're putting in the work. There's no way around that. So those things are definitely not mutually exclusive.
Yeah, exactly. Um, final question I do want to ask you, probably two, another question after this is the regulation aspect of things. How hard is it for your business to be able to, like, you want to grow, you have a great product, how I mean, does it ever feel like the regulation is just not moving fast enough, or is it just that two steps forward, a step back type of an incident? Because I mean, the country still has this mentality of what hemp is, and can't, except for some generations and some people, they can't see past of what it could do and what the benefits are.
You know, I think those are two components, right? There's a stigma that comes with cannabis, and people don't really understand that. A lot of people don't understand, I should say, that um, THC, which is the molecule in cannabis that will create a euphoric effect,
Mhm.
and CBD, which is a non-psychoactive molecule, which creates a therapeutic effect. And not that THC doesn't have its therapeutic components. They're two very different things, and it's like caffeine and water. You know, it's you have to, or alcohol and bottled water. I'd like to compare the two to. So getting the communication to the potential customer to understand, especially older people who have grown up with the philosophy that, you know, these things are evil, or the campaigns that were launched against them, which is a very interesting thing with William Randolph Hearst, which we can go off
Mhm.
a tangent on. So that's one part of it. It's about messaging and making people understand what it is and how it works, and the benefits and the non-downsides of non-opioids and non-psychoactive components that other medicines do contain. The other component is the FDA and the regulatory side. While hemp has been legal since 2014 and really called out more explicitly in the 2018 Farm Bill, the FDA has made very little progress in giving a clear pathway for operators to um, all operate under the same guidelines federally. So I don't think they're very incentivized, to be honest with you. And I'm not going to make any claims about the FDA and, you know, what they want to do. It just seems that there's just not the progress that the industry and the people are demanding, because a lot of people want there to be not just industry operators, but consumers. They want the guidelines, they want the clarity. And I just don't understand why the FDA is not doing it. Now, the pharmaceutical companies probably aren't too excited to have non, you know, pharmaceutical products that could accomplish a lot of similar benefits. And you can get conspiracy theories with it. I don't know how that works. I'm just trying to operate in the space legitimately and expediently. It does seem the advertising side of it is also very challenging, and I don't understand what the whole. It seems that there's a lot more. If you're not playing with a very large checkbook, then the Facebooks, the Instagram, Twitters, like they just are still looking at hemp as if it was cannabis, and they make it very challenging to advertise. So those are hurdles. Every business has its hurdles, and you find ways to connect with your consumer. I mean, for us, it's about getting out there and finding the people, giving them the product. We know it works. We know they're going to love it, and that's our marketing plan.
Yeah,
So
exactly. And final question: how can people, if they want to try it, they want to purchase it, see how it works, where could they go to, and how could they buy?
great question. I'm happy to answer that one. Uh, our website is mojaverx.com. Go there and you can see all of our products. And if you want to ask any questions, you can email info@mojaverx.com. We're on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at MojaveRx. Feel free to shoot us a DM. Any one of our brand ambassadors will get back to you really quickly. My email is mike@mojaverx.com. Happy to answer any questions. And even if you're just exploring the brands out there and have questions about other brands, we're that agnostic. We're happy to just share information so people can make good informed decisions.
Awesome. Hey, Michael, thank you so much for stopping with us and being able to talk about your product. Hopefully, we'll talk to you in the future with new products that are coming out, but I cannot swear by this stuff enough. I've tried a lot of products over the years, from starting with Bengay and different Mexican hot ointments, when I was being an athlete, and all the pains and the
Mm,
broken bones and everything that I've had over the years, and nothing has been better than this.
wow.
I'm literally, when I first used it, I was sold because it just, I felt better the next day, was able to run again, and it was great. Michael, you got a great product. I think you're gonna have great success. Hopefully, once everything clears itself up with the FDA and everything, you're just going to shoot to the moon on this
I
product.
really appreciate that, Michael. And this is
Yeah.
why we do it, like seeing that reaction, it really kind of puts fuel on our tank. So,
Yeah.
so thank you. And I appreciate your time and appreciate, it's great sitting down with you.
No problem. Hey, thank you so much. And if you want to learn more, we're going to put a link in our description so that you could take a look at the product, purchase the product, because I'm telling you, it's a great product. You must try it out. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next time here on Muse TV.
Thank you.